Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well, I hope you guys are safe, and I hope you guys are healthy. So, today I'm going to be talking about a brand that I hold in very, very high regard. I absolutely love this brand so very much. It is Rick Owens, brand slash designer. It is such a unique brand that I'm going to tell you exactly why it fascinates me. And I'm really, really wanting to kind of incorporate those unique pieces into my wardrobe, even though it might not always play well together. But I'm also going to showcase a little Rick Owens haul. I have 4 pieces to show you guys from Rick Owens. I'm not sure if that could be classified as a haul, but I'm going to say it anyway. A mixture of not hype things and hype things. Super stoked about this one. If you like what you watch, I really would appreciate you guys commenting, or subscribing. And without further ado, let's get right into it. First things first, why do I actually like Rick Owens? So Rick Owens, his full name Rick Saturnino Owens, started his label in 1994 and has been working in fashion a little bit longer than that. But he himself has an interesting story. And I don't know if you guys have seen a couple of interviews of Rick. He was saying that he grew up in like a Catholic environment, or a very religious or Christian environment, and he never really fit in. He felt as if he never really fit in, only making him, like, motivating him even more to try and develop who he is as a person. And now in 2021, you can definitely say that he has curated his aesthetic so particularly that Rick Owens himself has his own unique look, and it's really hard to replicate because Rick Owens uses such exaggerated silhouettes, such very interesting shapes and colors. There's not enough good things that I can say about Rick Owens, and it's really hard to put into words because really it is just a visual marvel if you just want to watch one of his runway shows. The attention to detail is truly, truly there if you ever have owned a Rick Owens piece. So when it comes to Rick Owens, a lot of times you'll hear the differentiation between Rick Owens Mainline and Rick Owens Dark Shadow. So Rick Owens Mainline is exactly what that is, a mainline, where everything, especially the most avant-garde and couture pieces, will be produced. Whereas Dark Shadow is going to be the diffusion line of his, where he makes things that are a little bit more ready to wear, or out of materials that'll probably be a lot more durable. And I don't think that there's a big differentiation between the two because they come out with very similar product. Usually the materials are very different, but it is like little nuanced things that most consumers probably wouldn't notice all that much when you're looking at the difference between Dark Shadow and mainline Rick Owens. And I know a lot of Rick Owens fans would probably crucify me for saying that, but as an avid consumer of just general fashion related things, that's just what I take away from the differentiation of the two. So Rick comes up with some of the most really interesting and inventive ways to just exaggerate things, and that's what really captures my attention. And I would definitely say he is one of the most mainstream avant-garde designers to ever do it. He isn't the first avant-garde designer, obviously, but he is definitely someone who has created or really just bulldozed their way with their own aesthetic, which is super, super fascinating because a lot of times other brands and companies and designers like to kind of play on certain themes, play on certain ideas, whereas Rick Owens just kind of goes his own direction, and you can really see that shine in his runway shows. I very highly suggest it. It is always super, super interesting to see a Rick Owens runway show. I mean, I've never seen one. I would love to see one day, but just to kind of scroll through the pictures and videos that exist in the world, and there are so many to look through, and I promise you there is so much interesting art to look at when it comes to the Rick Owens runway shows. There's really only so much that I can say through words, and a lot of times Rick Owens pieces can really only speak for themselves. So let's get to the haul. I'm gonna start off with the less hype pieces and then show you guys the more hype pieces at the end. Here we go with the first one. It's gonna start off with a pair of pants. Right here are the Rick Owens Memphis trousers. This is basically just a practically a suit trouser if you can like see the material. However, the shape and construction of it is absolutely fascinating. Obviously, a lot of Rick Owens clothing has a drop crotch, so you'll see this exaggerated, elongated crotch, which a lot of people don't really like. I didn't like it at first, but honestly, I kind of got used to it, and I actually really love the look now that I have the confidence to kind of wear it. Honestly, like a couple of years back, I would never have thought that I would wear drop crotch anything. But what really sets this pants apart is that not only do they have the exaggerated drop crotch, but there is this little piece of fabric that goes over the front and gives you such an interesting look to around your waist and hips. But the cool thing is that this is held by Velcro, and it is its own flap. And inside this flap is a little zippered pocket. Is it really all that useful? Honestly, because of its really awkward placement, it's not the most useful thing in the world, but it is really cool to have that detail jam-packed into one pair of pants. Let me know what you guys think about this one. I'm really happy to have bought this, and honestly, I got it for a great deal on Grailed. I think I got this for about $200, which in Rick Owens standards is incredibly cheap. Very well made pants, and I am super excited to incorporate that into the actual my wardrobe. So the next is a pair of shoes. I love Rick Owens shoes. They're always so exaggerated and interesting that it looks like no other, and that's what really drew me to Rick Owens footwear initially. And so this is the Rick Owens Level Runner 2, I believe? I am not entirely sure about the name of them, but the quick story behind this one is that Rick Owens had been designing a primarily high fashion footwear as well as clothing for so long that he actually, if you don't know, Rick Owens is very big on health and working out, saying that fitness is like the modern couture or whatever he said. Super interesting, and for someone, I think he's actually almost 60 years old now. The dude looks immaculate and jacked. But he actually wanted a pair of shoes that was in line with what he valued. So he wanted to make his own footwear that was suitable for the gym, at least whatever he thought was suitable for the gym. So he partnered with Adidas for a couple of years, making a lot of very interesting silhouettes and other shoes, but this one happens to actually be my favorite out of the entire line. There are a couple of other ones that are also very notable, and I'll throw some pictures up right here, but this is the Level Runner 2. The leather is so incredibly soft. You can kind of see it bend as I press. It's so supple and so soft. The sole is quite exaggerated with this gigantic heel block right over here, and the extended part right over here. There's actually a fit pic that I have this in, and what I really love about this portion in particular is it prevents my pants, if they are long, from dragging on the ground so they don't fray too much. Also, what I really like about a lot of the Adidas and Rick Owens stuff is that they tend to be quite a bit lower price points on the secondhand market as opposed to just Rick Owens stuff in general. So over here you see this kind of shark tooth sole. There is a little bit of branding right there. I don't know if my camera's gonna focus on it or if it's rubbed off too much, but there's the Adidas and Rick Owens branding right there. Really great pair of shoes, and I usually like everything in all black just to kind of be able to meld everything together seamlessly and just kind of depend more on silhouette and shape as opposed to color. There are plenty of other colors though. So I'm kind of debating on what order to show you guys these in. There's a pair of pants and a pair of shoes that I have left. They're both equally as iconic to the Rick Owens brand, but let's leave it up to chance. Heads will be the pants, tails will be the shoes. Flip a coin.
Heads.
All right, I guess we're gonna be going with pants first, and that is perfectly okay with me because these are one of my favorite pants of all time. This pair of pants is actually something that really got me into liking Rick Owens and fashion in general. When I saw somebody wear this, I can't remember who it was, but these are the Rick Owens Creech cargos. If you don't know what those are, definitely look them up because they have some of the most interesting and amazing design to them. It is just so recognizable. And here they are, this elasticated waistband, the iconic long drawstrings from Rick Owens, and then you can kind of see that up here there's a little flap that goes over the pocket, and then there's your pocket right over here. If I'm honest, this technically isn't really a cargo pant because it only really has the front two pockets and the back two pockets, but you know, I'm not gonna get into that. Here we go with the regular pocket, the flap right here, as I've said, and then there's a tiny little pocket on the front here to keep whatever you need, and that's held by Velcro. This actually is a dark shadow pair, and a lot of times the dark shadow Rick Owens anything will have a separate tag where it'll look something along the lines of this. And then the back has these flap closure pockets right here. The rest of the leg has nothing really on it, but these are such an amazing pair of pants. If I'm honest, I think I've wanted these pants for a solid 6 years now, something like that. Maybe a little bit more than 6 years, but just recently have been able to find a good deal on them and purchase them. Oh my goodness. Every time I look at these, it's in a weird way, it's like nostalgic because I'm like, this is what I looked at and what I've wanted for years. And I know I'm getting a little like weird about it. It's just clothing, but really this is kind of just representative of me being able to purchase something that I have considered a grail for a really long time. They're a little bit skinnier than I normally wear my pants nowadays. More often than not nowadays I'll go with a straight cut or a wide leg trouser because of comfort, and I think I like the look a little bit better, but these happen to be quite skinny, but that is perfectly okay with me. The Rick Owens Creech cargos. My pair happens to be a pair that is 100% cotton, which I'm usually a bigger fan of than other materials. I know it comes in like maybe like a sweatpant material and a couple of other materials that Rick Owens uses, but the cotton material is quite nice, quite durable, and I really love that about these pants. This next pair of shoes has practically become a meme, literally. I was kind of hesitant on buying this shoe because I think, again, it is like it's as exaggerated as every other Rick Owens item is, but I found a good deal on them. I think I got that. Oh, just to like backtrack a little bit, I got the Creech cargos for about $500, which to spend $500 on a pair of pants is kind of crazy to me. But market price is actually higher than that, so I think I got a good deal. Let me know if I didn't get a good deal. But the shoes that I'm bringing up next, cool story, cool shoes. Was hesitant because they are a little bit loud, a little bit interesting, but I got them in all black, so it kind of just mellows it down a little bit. But enough teasing. I have a pair of Rick Owens geobaskets. You know, when I saw this shoe, when I was younger, I actually never liked it at all. I was like, it's kind of ugly. It's kind of like, this tongue is gigantic. It's just an excessive shoe, and that's a lot of the times what Rick Owens pieces are. It's excessive. But I think that's the beauty in it, you know? So the geobasket actually has a very, very interesting story to them, and I'll tell that, like, you know, I'll paraphrase obviously, but so Rick Owens initially came out with what a lot of consumers call the Rick Owens Dunk. That was basically a shoe that was very heavily influenced by what very much looked like a Jordan 1 or a Nike Dunk, as well as a lot of other inspiration from like the swoosh area, whatever you want to call that. That kind of looks like more of like the Puma logo, and a couple of other pieces of that shoe kind of draw inspiration from other places. Well, the story goes is that Rick Owens got a cease and desist from Nike because it looked too similar to the Jordan 1, so he redesigned the sneaker, and yeah, that's the geobasket that we know today. And honestly, I think both are great. Dunks go for a crazy amount of money. I think it's like, nowadays it's regularly like $2,000, and that's just not something that I'm willing to spend right now. The geobasket was just fine for me. I was able to cop these for about $400, and quality's great. Leather is super durable. The previous owner had actually put a Vibram sole, so you know the tread is going to last on these. You know how much I love Vibram soles. And on the side, because it is such a tall lace sneaker, on the side it has a Recogni zipper, and Recogni zippers, if you don't know, are incredibly high quality, probably some of the highest quality that you can buy. So for these sneakers, I actually bought a size 41, which equates to a US size 8. I'm normally a US size 9 or a size 42, and they fit about one size big, and it's very comfortable. Rick Owens geobasket. What do you guys think of these? I know these can be a little bit much, especially because of the tongue, but honestly, when it's worn and laced up fully, it actually is super nice, and they have very quick, they remind me of boots, which y'all know how much I can't get enough of boots. I love boots so very much, and this just, to me, comes off as a sneaker boot. But yeah. Alright, so that is just about everything that I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about my pickups, what you thought of this whole entire haul. I know everything is completely black, but that I find it easy to style things when everything is all black. If you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. I would also absolutely love it if you were to like, comment, or subscribe, but that is completely up to you. And yeah, until the next video, I will catch you guys later.